boys and girls, welcome back to Mrs. B's Book Club. So over the weekend I got a message flash up on my phone and it was from my friend Matt. And Matt had sent me a picture and said, "Have you seen this book? It's amazing." And I said, "No way, it's the next one on my list." Now I haven't read it before, but I trust my friend Matt very much that this is a really good book. So here it is. It sounds like it's going to be very funny. It's called Pooh in the Zoo. And look at this. Ew. So let's take a look at what Pooh is in the zoo. This book is by Steve Smallman and Ada Gray. Little Bob McGrew was a keeper at the zoo. Looking after animals was what he loved to do. But it wasn't always fun because Bob was the one who had to push a cart around and shovel up the poo. There was tiger poo, lion poo, prickly porcupine poo, plummeting giraffe poop that landed with a splat, dollops of new poo, bouncy kangaroo poo, a trail of dripping droppings from a fat wombat. Flying bits of bat poo, crikey whose is that poo, a pongy pat of panda poo steaming on the sand. A monkey always threw his as fast as he could do his, so no one had a clue where his poo might land. Bob felt dizzy. He was far too busy with big jobs and little jobs all around the place. Then he slipped on a banana while mucking out iguana, and it ran off with a very greedy grin upon its face. The lizard caused hysteria inside the cafeteria, climbing on the counters, eating everything he saw. 11 lime lollies, all the cakes from all the trolleys, a pepperoni pizza, then sandwiches galore. Iguana's bulgy belly started wobbling like a jelly. "Oh," he groaned, "I don't think I could eat another bite." Then his greedy little eyes saw some sparkly fireflies, so he gobbled them up too because he fancied something light. Iguana said, "Uh-oh," and his bum began to glow. He pulled a funny face and plopped a poop upon the floor. But Iguana's jaw soon dropped when he saw the poop he plopped, and he ran back to his cage where Bob was waiting by the door. Bob turned around and saw something glowing on the floor. A poo that shone so brightly it was lighting up his face. "No creature in this zoo has ever done a glowing poo," he whispered to himself. "It must have come from out of space." Soon everybody knew about the new poo in the zoo, and people flocked to see the interplanetary poop. Then a man in a cravat and a sparkly blue top hat said, "Hello there, Mr. Zookeeper. My name is Hector Gloop." "I'm like you," said Hector, "another poo collector. I collect exotic poo-poos. I've got quite a big selection. I want the world to see how amazing poo can be. Please climb aboard my poo museum. I'll show you my collection." Gloop's Amazing Poo Museum. "I've got a pile of Yeti poo and some that's like spaghetti poo, a smoking pile of dragon poo, they're very hard to find, a mammoth poo in ice, oh and this one's very nice, it's a massive pile of poo-poo from a dinosaur's behind. I've got huge poos, tiny poos, crusty poos and shiny poos, every kind of poo-poo you could ever wish to see. Well, I've got some dodo doo-doo, but not glowing poo like you do. Oh, I've simply got to have it. Will you sell your poo to me?" So Bob sold the poop to a happy Hector Gloop, and he spent all the money on a robot pooper scooper. Well, it whizzes round the zoo and it picks up all the poo, and for Bob and all his animals, life is super duper. The end. What an amazing story that was. It was extremely funny. All of that poo, who knew animals did that many poos and they were all so different? Ew. Okay, it's my favourite time, the time where I get to ask you 3 questions about this story. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what did Monkey do with his poo? Have a think. Can you remember? It was very disgusting, I remember. Are you ready for the answer? That's right. He threw it on the floor and then nobody knew where it would land. So they had to run around with buckets and try and catch it. Ew! Alright, question number 2. Why did the iguana's poo glow? Can you remember? Why was it glowing so brightly? I'll show you the picture of it. Can you remember Bob was looking down and it was shining so brightly? But what made it glow like that? You had a little think? Okay. It's because, well, Bob thought it was because it could have been from outer space, but that's not why. If we turn back on the previous page, the page before, can you remember what the iguana ate? Have a close look. He ate some fireflies. And what do fireflies have on their bodies? They have a glowing bum. So when the iguana ate the fireflies and he pooed them out, the poo was glowing because he'd eaten glowing fireflies. And the final question for today, question number 3. What was the man called, the character that had the poo museum? What was his name? I remember this one. Did you have a little think? Oh, let's see then if you're right. His name was Hector McGloop, and he was a poo collector. Inside his caravan poo museum, he had all different kinds of poo. And I think just before the title page, if I remember rightly, look, there's lots of bottles and jars of all different kinds of poo. Well, that was an interesting one to start our week off, wasn't it? Thank you for my friend Matt for recommending that story to me. I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, boys and girls, I'll see you in a few days for a new story. Goodbye.